Hello and welcome to Tobysblogs. Okay, this is a very rare occurrence where we get a request. We haven't had a request for Tobysblogs in a while. But here's a request, a video from Doctor Who Reviews HD, my good friend David, sent in a request for a video talking about my life at university. From first year's freshers to now, which is my third year. And so, yeah, what can I say? Okay, we'll start with freshers. I arrived in, I think it was 2009. 2009. Yeah, 2009, 2010, 2010 to 2011, 2011, 2012. Okay, so it was 2009 I arrived, September. Went to a lovely flat. My best flatmates were awesome. They were my favourite flatmates ever. Still in contact with them now. Rachel, Kirsty, I'm still in contact with them. And it's lovely. Freshers was awesome. We all went out, on the first day. We all went out to the student bar, which is called Sparrows. And we all had drinks and had a fun. And it was good. I enjoyed it. We met all my flatmates. It was nice. Freshers was good. And we had the Freshers Fair going round where I found the Christian Union, which you can't see what the top says, but it says Christian Union. Yeah, I met the Christian Union. I joined that Christian Union Society club. And the Freshers Ball, which went to Freshers Ball with my flatmates, awesome flatmates, Rachel and that. Kirsty, main flatmates, and Lee went drinking, and they basically palmed all this drink down me. Basically, I think we had Red Bull and something. We had half a bottle of wine. We had several shots of Sambuca, which I cannot drink anymore because I will puke up the moment I drink it because of this event. And we had loads of shots of stuff, Sambuca, which is absolutely horrible. I wouldn't ever drink Sambuca because it's just disgusting. And we had all these other drinks, and all that built up. And also, it doesn't help, we were in the O2 and the floor vibrates with the music going and you're like, and your stomach's going and so basically, and the toilets were upstairs, so it's basically just go to the toilet and then again my stomach was on fire. And then I went outside and just puked up all over the O2 area. And then I kind of walked away and my flatmates kind of found me. It was kind of like a miracle, but it was awesome. Yes, that was freshers. And then first year it kind of settles down after freshers, which is time that I'm in now really, in my third year where everything's kind of settled down. So I come in the right time. Freshers is over, and so now settled time. And then we had loads of flat parties. As a flat, not with other people, but we were a really tight-knit group we were in the first year. And we had flat parties, we played Piggy, a lot of Piggy. I actually wore a dress and ran around campus in a dress. That was one of my dares. There are pictures of that on Facebook. All this stuff is documented on Facebook in pictures for first year. Very well, loads of pictures for first year. Go on my Facebook, check it out. I went round in a dress, and we played that. Ring of Fire, that was awesome. I had to drink a dirty pint. That's kind of I gained my respect in the group by I'd be able to down drinks and not really caring a toss. We had all these shots. My flatmates used to get me so drunk. Oh yeah, we played strip poker. It wasn't strip poker, we played strip piggy, but we stripped. And it's weird, all these you've seen when you're flatmates and they're in their bras and their knickers and things, and it's like, what? That was a bit awkward. But then because she said either take a shot or take a, and by this time I had so many shots that I was so pissed out of my mind that I couldn't have any more because I'd be sick, so I had to take off my clothes. And so I basically sat there in my underpants. Yeah, and also we get the classic thing about shagging in halls. Apparently one of my flatmates used to bang away all the time. He used to piss off my flatmate Rachel all the time when she heard it through the walls banging. Or on one of the last days, one of my flatmates screamed the flat down while she was riding her black boyfriend. Everyone in the flat thought she was in pain, but she was going and she was screaming the flat down. Everyone could hear her. Like, what the hell? And my room's right next to her. And I could hear boom, boom, the walls are shaking and everything's going. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And I just go outside my room, and like, and my other flatmate goes like, what the hell's going on? And like, it's her. She's banging. I was like, what? She screamed the place down. It was really weird. And yeah. So then moving on to the second year, it was bad to say goodbye to all my first flatmates, and then I go in the second year, which is much more calmer because I didn't like any of my flatmates in the second year. Sorry if you're watching this. I liked a few, but most of them I didn't talk to at all, and I didn't remember their names, and I'm not sad that they're gone because I don't really remember them. So and that was a nice year. I just sat and did what I want, and just did what I want every night, and it didn't really matter. I didn't get bothered by them at all because they just left me, which was one way shame because they didn't involve me in any of their parties and stuff. But and that was two. And then I became the head of the Christian Union, which that is a Christian Union Avery Hill, that's this year's one, but and that was a failure because I spent most of the year going around with posters around campus, and no one seemed to be wanting to join the Christian Union, which was a shame, but got around it. And yes, year 2 was kind of a boring year really. I didn't do much, nothing exciting happened really. Third year, okay, I arrived late. I arrived, how many days ago? 4 days ago, in halls. I get invited to a party, which was more than I got invited to on my second year, and so I got invited to a flat party over there, because they're all freshers here, and I think they don't like me because I'm a third year, so they think I'm boring. Well, I am kind of boring. I don't really want to do the party thing, because I've already done it before. But you know, I wouldn't mind doing a few flat party thingamajigs. But they did one last night, and they didn't invite me. So yeah, they're all freshers together, and then they're excluding the third year. I last year in year 2, they were all Indian and Muslim. And they had one tight knit group. They were like a family. Sorry, they were like a family, and they excluded me from their family because I wasn't a Muslim and I wasn't Indian, so they kicked me out of their group. So I was the outsider in the group, always. And yeah, oh yeah, the flatmate next to me moved his mother in for 4 months. He lived with his mother in his tiny little room for 4 months. And I had to deal with her beady eyes, beady at me. She listened to what I was doing, and she watched me, and she reported back to her son what I was doing. She was a nosy woman. I didn't like her at all. But yeah, back to the third year. So here we are, in a bigger room, in a completely new part of halls, which I'd never been in before. And yeah, at the moment I met all the flatmates. I'm a bit confused who's who, because I got introduced to more than 6 people, so I'm not sure who's living here. I thought finally I got worked out who's living in this flat, and then someone else came up to me and said, "Oh, I'm living in your flat," and I'm like, "Oh." So I haven't got a clue who's living. Some people are living here I've met, and some people aren't, so it's confusing. Anyway, so yeah, so now I'm in charge of the Student Christian Union Society Avery Hill 2000 and 2012, so I'm in charge of the Christian Union again. And so yeah, I went to the Freshers' Ball, which is kind of an interesting way of that, because I got to experience Freshers' Ball, because I didn't really go to Freshers first year. Well, I did, but it doesn't matter. And so that was good, sitting on a behind a desk. It kind of felt like a bit like Collectomania and Comic-Con, like, sign this. But no, I was like sitting behind a desk going, yeah, right, got to sign this, sign that. It was quite nice. It was a nice experience being head of a society and getting more involved in the university life, and being a part of Freshers, because just had a meeting a minute ago with Christian Union. That's why I'm wearing this jumper, and we had a nice, lovely meeting there. We had fun. I was laughing. I don't normally laugh at many things, but I was laughing. So that's a good element of it, and yeah, so I was laughing and everything, and it was really good. and we're having fun, and they're all freshers, the people who were doing there, and we had fun, we were talking, we were chatting, it was awesome. So I do get along with freshers, and I felt more a part of university there with the freshers, rather than, I can be a fresher, I don't mind, I'm a third year, but I can still be a fresher and get in the freshers stuff, because I'm not, like, someone asked me how old I was, and I was like, I'm 20, and probably everyone here is probably the same age as me, only because I started early. I started when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 next week, and so everyone here, people in my first flat in year 1 were 21, and so people here are probably the same age as me, so it's not different. Like, I'm only a third year, but I'm probably the same age as them anyway, unless they're all really young like I was when I first started my first year. And so yes, that's my whole life of university up to the present day. That was a video for David, Doctor Who Review HD. I'm talking about university life. Didn't really talk about university life. Well, I didn't talk about university courses, I talked about university life. But it's awesome. From Tobysblogs. Bye bye. Check out, there are videos on Facebook and photographs of Facebook of my first year at university if you want to go and look at that. Look at Toby's videos. There is videos of me at university, year 1. So yeah, goodbye.